Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Godzilla the series. Oh hey, that's kind of relevant. When we talk about cultural icons, Godzilla has to be near the top of the list. Beginning with its big screen debut in 1954, Godzilla has been in nearly 40 movies, 8 different TV shows, comic books, video games, backpacks, everything. It's kind of weird that a creature originally intended as a metaphor for the dangers of nuclear power would become such a staple of international culture that it gets its own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But hey, who cares? It can shoot atomic breath, so it's cool. And with the recent movie Godzilla -1 getting rave reviews and doing big numbers at the box office, it's unlikely Godzilla's star power is gonna wane anytime soon. But Godzilla is also one of those franchises that hasn't quite translated to video games as well as you would expect. There have been one or two good ones, namely the well-received Destroy All Monsters Melee on the GameCube, but most of the games really haven't ended up that well. Some generic platformers, awkward beat-em-ups, and the one weird one that got turned into a surprisingly elaborate creepypasta. Godzilla the series, based on the show of the same name, was developed by Crawfish Interactive, a veteran handheld developer whose games are basically a who's who of licensed titles. Maybe they can breathe some much-needed life into games starring everyone's favorite lizard? The box art is, whoa, Godzilla, are you okay? I'll admit I never watched this show, but that's how Godzilla looked. They look, well, too anime for my tastes. I kinda prefer it when it's a big, bulky, obviously rubber suit. The king of all monsters is hitting the small screen. With a mighty roar, it's Godzilla the series. Godzilla the series. Let's do this. By Crave and Crawfish. Crawfish made a bunch of stuff I played, and a lot of it was not very good, unfortunately. Ooh, that was well animated. Godzilla the series. Okay, I don't like this design for Godzilla, but that actually was surprisingly smooth animation for the Game Boy. Well, Game Boy Color, technically. That didn't sound bad either. So, what's the 411? There's a large electrical monster attacking a building. We'd better check. Who are these people? Was Godzilla the series not about Godzilla? Godzilla consents. Is Godzilla their Scooby-Doo in this show? What? Oh god. Okay. Whoa. You hold A to shoot fire. B, you hit, and then 12 minutes later he does a tail whip. Okay, B. Wow, that takes forever. How do I go? Oh! Okay, back to guard. Oh, it's like a weird auto-scroller kind of thing. Man, the animation is good, but I don't like how Godzilla's legs look. Tail, darn it. Oh, my health just comes back. So what's the point of anything, I guess? Block. Okay, and you do have limited guard ability. Oh, this is surprisingly dull for Godzilla. And again, is Godzilla like the good guy here? Because he seems to be doing a lot of killing right now. Like, I never watched Godzilla the series. I kind of forgot it was a thing until I saw this. But I guess it was about Godzilla being a pet? Question mark? This has just been going for like 2.5 minutes now. Could we have like cut this out? I don't need to see Godzilla's daily commute. Foot stomp level 1. Foot stomp? How do I foot stomp? Hang on, I'm gonna look up a guide. I must learn how to do the foot stomp. Well, bad news, I can't find a guide. Up into B. Down in A. No. Okay, I guess I'll just never learn how to do those moves. Oh, Godzilla's dead. Again, very smooth animation. Oh, don't make me start the whole thing over! Are you kidding me? It's like they put all the effort into making it look good, and then forgot they have to make a game. Yeah, I cannot figure out any of his other moves. There's no guide. There's a review that says, oh, you can also use claw attacks and stomp attacks. But 1, I can't figure out how to do them, and 2, I don't think they improve things much. But you know what? Maybe having it be in color will improve things. Ooh, it's green. That's a color Godzilla likes. Ooh, a cutscene. Again, really nice looking game. I will gladly give it that. But it's when it gets to the actual gameplay, is when there's a problem. I also did look into it, and apparently the levels don't really change. It looks better. Again, they definitely put all the work in this game into the actual graphics. It also says there are a bunch of boss fights at the end of each level, but the problem is I don't know if I have the patience to actually get to the boss fights. It reminds me a lot of, oh god, which game was it? One of the Turok games I played, where maybe the game gets better. In that case, it did. But this opening is so boring and bad that it kind of puts me off the rest of the game just entirely. God, I'm bored. I am going to try to get to the boss. I'm going to suffer just to see if we can get to the boss. To see if it improves things at all. But foot stomp level 1. Not like that. Select, maybe? Oh! Oh my god, we learned the foot stomp. Oh, there's another move. Stomp. I will give Godzilla this. He's staying on the street and not destroying buildings. Which is kind of, like, you know, the exact opposite of what you want from Godzilla, come to think of it. What makes Godzilla fun is watching him destroy things. Oh, it's a boss. And it's, a thing. You know, one of those. Oh, no. Oh, God, Miguel died. What? Oh, God, I don't care about these characters at all. Oh, God, it's somehow even more boring. Block. Shoot. My stomp do anything? No. Oh, goodbye. Oh, my God, you cannot be serious. You know what? No, I've hit my limit. This game sucks. Nice looking, though. Really nice looking. Just a shame that that's the only thing they focused on. Crash. This is the worst thing to happen to Godzilla since Manila. On paper, I kinda get what Crawfish were going for. Godzilla is a big, uncontrollable kaiju, so the idea of controlling their attacks and not their movement does kinda tie in with the character. The problem is that the actual execution was so mind-numbingly boring that it ruined what potential the idea had. What makes it hurt more is that the graphics of the game were kind of phenomenal. Godzilla's animation was really smooth and detailed for the Game Boy. Backgrounds were nice to look at, the enemies had distinct designs. It could have pushed a good game into the realm of greatness. And moving over to the Game Boy Color added a whole new layer of quality, with bright, vibrant colors contrasting Godzilla's dark scales. But all of that is kind of a moot point when the gameplay is about as dull as you can possibly get. All you could do was attack and guard, which is the bare minimum for qualifying as a video game. There's also a very token upgrade system with unlocking new attacks, but not telling you how to do the attacks, and the general underwhelming feeling that the stomp had didn't do much to sell it. And man, that first level just dragged on and on and on. Godzilla's slow walking speed combined with the insubstantiality of gameplay, making that first level feel like it lasted for an eternity. I looked into it and the gameplay never evolves or changes, so there's no reason to keep playing once you've seen a few minutes of it. Godzilla had a few decent games, but this one is not one of them. It's a game that not only is unfun, but moves at a snail's pace, which not even good graphics and presentation could save. But to be fair though, this isn't Godzilla. Technically it's Zilla, but that's a whole other can of kaiju worms. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.